This Halloween, Shudder invites you to experience the 6 spookiest, ookiest stories that will make you laugh until you scream. It's a spooktacular anthology the whole family can enjoy.
You creepy little freak! I hope you die!
All right, we have the 8th installment in the VHS franchise with VHS Halloween. Now, if you don't know me, I enjoy this series, but it's been kind of like a roller coaster, because, one's good, one's not good, one's can be dog shit, and then it just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But I was looking forward to this one, because, Halloween. So I was like, all right, let's see what this does. They're not basing it in a certain year like the past, was it 4 films of no Beyond didn't do that, so 3 films they did it. So with this one, the only director that I recognized was Paco Plaza, who had done the Rex series, which I haven't seen the sequels. I've only seen the first one, and the first one is one of the few movies that legitimately made me jump. And I won't say, how it happens, but what happened when it made me jump, it legitimately made me fucking jump. And I was like, oh shit, it got me. And it's just a good movie, just period. But he was the only director on here that I recognized. Everybody else, I was like, I don't know this. I don't know this one. It felt very, not VHS 94, but more like Viral, where it was like, there's only one director here that I know. The others I don't. So it was kind of like, okay. But anyway, let's see what they do. And is this one of the best ones in the series? Personally, no. No, it is not. I would put this one in something like probably the first movie, or even 99, where more so with the first one, because I was like, okay, I like that one. And then the next one's like, no, I didn't like that one. Next one, no, I didn't like that. That was okay. That could have been better. It felt very first one. Now, the wraparound is about this guy who is testing a new soda, and all the applicants are getting killed from it. And that's it. That's the wraparound. And it's just, there's nothing there. To be completely honest, there's nothing really there. There's no story on that one. But then again, the wraparounds have always been kind of like the weak points of this series, and the main points are the actual anthology pieces. The wraparounds are just there. Where with this one, it's just like this is just here. There's no real point to this. It wasn't like 2 or 85 where there was a point to it. It's like, all right, that was kind of cool. I like that. Where with 94, it was like, okay, it's interesting. And then the end was just like, okay, I get it, but that's just dumb as hell. This one just had no purpose. So that's just me. The first segment, we have these two girls who are kind of on their last year of trick-or-treating, because they're getting old. They're getting older. And so they go to this house, and they get stuck in the house, and they start seeing a whole bunch of crazy baby stuff. That one was just weird. That one was just really, really weird. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys wouldn't be in this situation if you weren't just dumb. I'm really trying to think about it. And so that one was just kind of meh to me. Whereas there were spots where I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool. But then there's spots in there where I'm like, okay, no, I didn't like that. The second segment is the foreign one. It's the one that's done by Paco Plaza. And this one, I can't say the name, but it is Spanish for as above, so below. And this one was halfway interesting. This one, we have this one guy, he's questioned by police to recount something that happened, and because he is the survivor of like a mass murdering at a party where all the victims have their eyeballs removed and they're not found. Like, they're just gone. So he is the only one left. And the police, they start to go investigate and stuff just starts happening. This one, while I think was interesting, they do something that the series does a lot and not commit to the title, VHS. The first segment kind of did. It did, but it was kind of like I can kind of tell you're kind of recording on your phone and you just have that filter over it. This one, it was kind of like okay, we're going to go from kind of like this recording like camera to then you're recording on an iPhone, and then we're going to show like crime scene photos. That's like, whoa, what the hell was that doing there? So while I think this one was interesting, there was stuff in there where I was like, why did you do that? So, and yeah, it was just kind of okay. Then the third segment we have is a group of friends. They have kind of like, they're kind of like on their last Halloween thing because they're getting older. To then they go to this one house, and there's just a bucket on the stoop that just says "Take one," and of course they're just like, "Whoa, let's take them," or something like that. Let's just take them. Then all of a sudden, it just goes full like Evil Dead, and the bucket comes alive, swallows them up, and they end up in this place where they're being stalked by this like homicidal mascot with supernatural powers. And it's like, what the hell is going on? And this one was trying to be comedic with its horror, which I definitely think it succeeded with it. But it was just like, this feels very just out of whack, like really just out of place. And I don't know. I think a lot of people were just like, this is a new horror icon. I'm like, no, it's not. I don't agree. So sorry, but I don't. The fourth one is this guy runs kind of like this video store where he does like, like videos for like kids and stuff like that. But then there's like missing kids going. There's like cases of missing kids going missing. So then this guy just becomes just stupid as hell. He becomes that white, like you hear something like in the dark and then you just go, "Who's there?" It's like, no, come on. And this one was just kind of just bland. Like, it was just kind of lame. And so I was at this point going like, okay, what's the last segment going to be like? Because this needs to kind of wrap up soon. Well, we have this one, the last segment in here, which personally was my favorite, despite having some issues with it. It was my favorite of the film. It is a family that runs this home haunt. And it's a tradition that they have, but then the kid's kind of older now, and he's gotten bullied from it and just doesn't want to do it anymore because the dad's just like, oh, it's a family thing. It's like, no, it's your thing. So they decide to go to a store to pick up some stuff, but then the dad then finds this record and steals it, of course. So then they open up the haunted house for the neighborhood. They play it, and it then becomes Halloween 3 after that. And I don't want to say, like what stuff from Halloween 3, but it's just, stuff just starts happening from that movie. And it started feeling that way. But it was like, all right, this is interesting. And I actually like this segment has a cameo by Rick Baker. And it was really like, I watched this with my father, and he and I were just like smiling from ear to ear because we were just like, dude, he's here. And it's funny, they give him like he's kind of like going through the haunted house, going like this effect sucks. And my dad and I were just cracking up at that, because it's like it's Rick Baker telling you the effects suck. It's kind of like when Stephen King showed up in It Chapter 2, the whole like I didn't like the end kind of thing. It's like being like that, okay, you can make fun of yourself kind of thing. So this last segment was definitely the highlight, like for me, with the first movie. The last segment, which was done by Radio Silence, that one was my favorite one. And it was like, okay, I had to go through this whole thing to then eventually get to that, and it saved it. And honestly, I think even though it was, it was my favorite segment in the whole movie, I still had issues with it. So, do I think this one is the best of the series, like some people are claiming it to be? No, it still goes to 2. This one was kind of one of the weaker ones for me. And it sucks, because it was like, all right, this had potential. And so, this honestly gets maybe a fine. I don't think if like the effects were definitely cool. I think if the effects saved it, some of like the segments definitely saved it. But yeah, if it wasn't for those things, this would be lower for me personally, which sucks, because I'm a big fan of the series. I really like the series. And the fact that, this is going down somewhere with like 99 is just like, oh, that's not good. So if Shudder decides to greenlight a 9th film, hopefully it'll be better. But they haven't said anything, because this just came out, so we'll see.
It's gonna kill me!
Shivers creeping and crawling down your spine. That's that touch of mine. I won't tell